What is up, guys? Scares here. Bring me the boa here, and so I do a video on like how I prepare my mice because I have hognose that are hungry tonight, and so I'm gonna film that. But so basically, what I do, this is my thawing cup because I gotta thaw the rodents because they're frozen. So they're in here. I already have them in here, and I just put really warm water in here, and I'm essentially just having them thaw in here slowly, and then I'll check on them in a few minutes. But what are you eating? You gross little dog. Like, I love you and you're cute, but why do you just eat things off the floor? It's not for you. No, he's under me. He's licking my foot. This was something we picked up today in our last day in the Chiricahua National Monument. This is a very good book. I already know it's quality. This is actually written by one of my professors, Andrew Holycross. Will you stop eating random crap? I'm trying to advertise here. Just kidding, it's not an ad. Well, it is technically an advertisement, but I'm not getting anything out of it. And then cool thing here is that partnered with ASU and Maricopa Community Colleges, which is that's where I go, right there. But this book is just a very good, well put together book. All the pictures in here are amazing and very well detailed, like these rattlesnake pictures. They're just very good. It shows the different variations of them, like the Grand Canyon rattlesnake, because there's the western rattlesnake, then showing like the breakdowns of things, which I'm currently learning more about rattlesnakes because I've never really looked a whole lot into them. I just thought I'd kind of mention this book as these are thawing, just as, you know, something cool to look at. This is the book I mentioned in my toad video that I'm going to look into more to learn more about the Mexican red-spotted toad, because I know all the information in this book is quality and trustworthy, because Dr. Holycross is actually one of the professors at my college campus, and he's been giving me a wealth of information on things that I didn't really know a whole lot about. And he's actually got me interested in the Mice-cicles, which are a species of rattlesnake, even though they are distantly related to the Crotalus. I was doing so well. The Crotalus genus, they're actually in their own genus, and the Mice-cicles are actually related closer to the pygmy rattlesnakes, which were a snake that I was hoping to see in Florida, the dusky pygmy rattlesnake, which I have another book about the rattlesnakes and venomous snakes of North America, which is written by the lovely Brandon O'Connor, which these are like herping people names, but I just know them because I follow Brandon O'Connor on Instagram. His account is Dr. O'Connor if you want to see any cool rattlesnake pictures. And those of you who I'm friends with on Instagram, I have probably sent you pictures of rattlesnakes. He has a lot of beautiful pictures of speckled rattlesnakes, which is one of my favorite species of rattlesnakes and is one that I want to own. Which, let's see. For those of you who don't... Oh, sweet! I literally just random flipped and it was to the Mice-cicles. The bottom one in here is the Mice-cicles rattlesnake. Right here. I really just love their color pattern, their head shape, and they kind of remind me of the hognose in terms of like their head stamps. And I'm kind of wondering if there's anything to that or not. I'm going to be asking Holycross once the coronavirus is done. Or not done, but I guess when I'm allowed to go back to campus. But these pictures are wonderful. This is just a good book all around. Like, because of these pictures and because Holycross is, you know, very good advice. I've become very good at a glance telling apart Mojaves and Diamondbacks, which are these two snake species right here for rattlesnakes. And this book is just overall a very good book. On the cover, it is a terrestrial or wandering garter snake, which I've caught a handful of those in the past. And this book is just, it goes into like the methods, the biome types. Like this map right here literally is just a not a biomap, a biome map. So those of you who play Minecraft, you know what I'm talking about. But so this is a biome map of Arizona, just showing the different biomes and stuff like that. It's just a good quality book. I saw it in the my mom and I saw it in the gift shop, and I knew I needed to have it because I'm a very big fan of Professor Holycross, and he's currently working on a much bigger book on just the snakes. I'm trying to remember if it's only the snakes of Arizona. I want to say it is, and it's been in the work now for a few years. And it was actually very interesting. Sadly, I was hoping to intern for him while he was still getting pictures and stuff like that. I did contribute one data point that it was a snake that was found by one of my high school teachers and a class he took up to Payson. It was the ringneck snake that I've previously mentioned on the channel that passed away in captivity because they're not meant for captivity. But that actually was one of the first ones found in the Tonto area, the Tonto Forest Basin area. So, Tonto Basin? I don't think that's the right wording. But the Tonto Forest around that area, it was one of the only map markings to be in that book. So, I need to finish giving him the GPS locations now that I'm remembering. I don't think I did. But it's cool to know that I at least contributed a single data point that wasn't even mine. So it was just cool though getting to see him, and then he also gave me some very good data on a couple of species that I really want to try to find. The arrow-headed garter snakes look so funny. But yeah, this is the terrestrial garter snake right here. I think these are both just two different color variants. No, that's the checkered and the wandering. Right there, wandering then checkered. I'm trying to get better with my snake species as a whole. Because I'll be honest, I'm not that good at it. With a lot of snakes, I'm very into hognoses, but this book is just a very, very helpful book to those of you who live here in Arizona. Like, here's the, wow, this book's a little outdated. I mean, it has the right individual, like, pictures being taken, but they have the Mexican hognose listed as the western hognose and as Heterodon. But as of a few years ago, and obviously since this was published, it is no longer the western hognose, that is the Mexican hognose, and that is a Heterodon kennerlii, which I finally figured out how to pronounce that correctly because of Professor Holycross. But he also got me interested in these two species of snakes, the hook-nosed snakes, especially the middle one right there, the Chihuahuan hook-nosed snake, just because I kind of think their heads are kind of funny. And their head shapes are kind of similar to that of a hognose. Not quite, though. Heck yeah. This is giving me some more data on how to and where to find them with the Mexican hognose, because I've been on a quest. I am doing something, I'm not going to mention what, just because I might be on to something with them, and that'd be very neat if I am on to something, actually. I like how this went from, like, me prepping snakes to, or prepping food for snakes to just me showing off this book. But, this is just a genuinely good book. It has every species. Like, I've actually caught this middle species, though, the night snake. I want to find the lyre snake, which is right under it, but that's the night snake right there. That's the lyre snake. This is just an overall good book. And I highly, highly recommend. Oh, hey, it's the ringneck. Right there. Funny. Both of those species. I have found them. I haven't found this one. I've been gifted this one, and then I found this one. So I've seen these two. I'm trying to see as many snakes as I possibly can in this book. There are also the black-headed snakes, which I got some very interesting information from Professor Holycross about these guys. And he's just been a wealth of information, super helpful in my quest of finding the Mexican hognose snakes, because that is, obviously, I keep and breed hognoses, so I'm very interested in the ones that are native to where I live. And my goal is to someday actually see one of every species in North America in the wild. And I have just recently, after reading an article online, the gloideye species might be a species. I always thought it was a subspecies of western, but this website is saying it's not, and it was elevated to species status. So I'm going to have to check that out, because it's like kennerlii for a long time. Like in this book, it says it was western hognose, and this book was published... Let's see, when was this published? It'll say in here. 2009, May of 2009. So, and that goes to show you that wasn't even that was only 11 years ago. Not even 11 years ago, because it's not even May yet. It was only a decade ago that the Mexican hognose was considered the western hognose was considered a Nacicus subspecies. So that just goes to show you how taxonomy can actually change the way that the species are laid out and how they're divided up. Because clear as day, and then that rattlesnakes are also starting to get divvied up too, because some of them are starting to hybridize, and people are wondering if they're actually hybrids or integrades, which I'll cover that in another video. I should write it down. Keep coming up with good ideas during videos. But let's see. Squish. These should be good. So, but one last thing, show of this. The Nacicus, as it says, Western hognose Nacicus. That is the correct color face for the Mexican hognose, and that is their default wild form. I'm actually looking for a specific population of them, and I'm not going to tell anybody where they are, because if I end up discovering it, or making a formal discovery, I should say, on it, and a unique trait to a specific population, my best friend and my girlfriend know exactly what I'm going on about right now, but until then, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be willing to share it until I find out more about it and do some more studying on it, and I have to actually go out and find them, which has been the most difficult part of finding this particular group of them, if it even exists. I've been on this hunt for just the information now for 2 years, and I finally got what put the nail in the coffin, and I'm able to further refine my search, but it has still been difficult because I've never been where I need to be at the right time of year. So, but this book also is going to help me with that, because it talks about what times of day they're out, what time of year, things like that, more specific information that I need some more of and reminders of, because I keep getting too excited. But without further ado, or well, not even really ado, this went from how I prepare my mice. That's actually pretty accurate though. I just kind of let them sit there. But I guess I'll just title this video "How I Prepare My Mice," and like a borderline review of this book. But this is honestly a good book. Any of you who are wanting to learn more about your native wildlife here in Arizona, this is a fantastic book, and it really makes you want to see these animals in real life, because these pictures are just amazing. And I've seen some of these animals in real life, like the gopher snake. I've caught them. I've caught a couple of them before. I had one that I named Tonto for a little bit. The burp came back. But I have just, all these snakes are gorgeous, and I want to see them all at some point in my life. And I'm just trying to spread that sort of love. What is this? It's poking me. Get it out of here. Kind of just spread that and reciprocate that love to other people who may not even know that like a hobby like this can be around. But so this is the speckled, these two right here. That's just two variants of the many variants that they come in. They match the rock that they live at, and is kind of why I want to find them. There's the as you can see, the white and the pink are the two variants they have in the book. There's also the blue, the red, and I want to say the gray variants as well. And they're called Crotalus michelii. And I really want to see them. I have a place I know that they're at, and I'm going to look for them. So I'm going to have a video on that around when they are more active. So I'll be filming it in like April-ish, May-ish, which is hopefully when I also will find my first Mexican hognose, because I've also never seen one in the wild. Fun fact, I've never seen one at all. So that'll be exciting. That's another reason why I bought this book, is just to help build on the information that I currently have about a lot of these species that I want to see, as well as on just species I haven't seen. And then I also just, it helps support Dr. Holy Cross, and he's just such an amazing guy. And I'm even actually, because I have credits for a biology class, I'm actually just going to probably retake it just to have him as a teacher, as an instructor, because he's just an awesome person. And he deserves recognition for it. But I'm also going to be buying his next book that comes out. It was hopefully going to be coming out later this year of 2020. But that just kind of depends. on if he gets all the information, or if he gets any new information that he may need to add to the book. But enough about that. We're going to squish test these. Because you have to test to make sure that they are, and yeah, they're wet and gross. This is how I do it. I put them in warm water. Other people just let them thaw overnight. I like how now, like 15 minutes into the video, I'm getting into how I prep, how you can prep the mice. But you can either put them in hot water like I did and just kind of leave them and do what you want to for like 10 minutes. Or I've done this before in the past, but I've stopped doing it recently because I feel like it kind of ruins the smell of the rodents, like for them. But you can put them in water as like a buffer and then microwave it. The water will act as a buffer and allow it so that they don't explode in the microwave, which would be disgusting. So don't do that. Don't microwave it just by itself, because pressure will build up on their insides and they will pop. They will pop like a very gross and disgusting water balloon. And it is, thankfully I've never done it, because I just always thought that if you microwave something alive that was once alive, like that's still whole in one piece, that's gonna just be disgusting. So I just never have. But so that's how I prep. I just put them in water, leave them. Or if my snakes are being little dummy-dums and don't want to eat for a while, I'll just actually let them sit and thaw in my room, actually right here in the middle of the desk, so that way the smell spreads around the room and gets everyone ready to eat because they can smell their prey. But that's pretty much it. Next I'm going to film the feeding video. So, see you guys on the flip side, my dudes. God, I'm like an awful meme. Very awful bargain brand meme. I just sat there and reviewed a book when mice were thawing. What even is my channel at this point? But this has been Bring Me the Boa. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video where I feed my snakes.